if you have missed it, do not worry. Today, I will cover for you all the main updates of OpenAI's DevDay that just happened on the 6th of October 2025. I will cover all the main updates, but my interest to make this video is not the update itself, but to showcase what I believe where the AI technology, the AI world is taking us all. Because yesterday I was astonished, my jaw dropped with the things that OpenAI are doing. And I think on surface value, you might not appreciate what everything that they put forward means for the future. Since 2003, we are talking that AI will change everything. It will change how we interact with the internet. It will change how we interact with applications. People made claims that SaaS will be dead. Yesterday in the OpenAI Dev Day, at least for me, some of these things that people were talking about looked really clear that this is the direction and the change that we should expect. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Do not forget to support me by clicking that subscribe button. If you do not want to click that subscribe button, that's fine. But if you enjoy the episode, I would appreciate if you click that like button. And with this and without any further ado, let's get started.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel. The mic.
So do not worry, please follow along. You will get all the links in the description. So if you go to the description now, you're going to find all the links for everything I show you today. So I put it all in one single list that will be really easy to access for you across everything that you have. Now I have access to everything. I'm not sure if everyone has the same. Maybe yes, maybe not. So you have to check for yourself. And by the end of this episode, if you stick around, I will test some of the really interesting and main features that they put out there that I have access to. So this is the DevDay OpenAI DevDay page. This is the one thing that you actually need. From here, you can navigate to the main topics, main updates, main things that they dropped yesterday. So the first one is introducing apps in ChatGPT and the new Apps SDK. So this was the first bomb they dropped. And this is a significant change. While it seems very similar to everything that we have already in connectors and other things that you can already connect to ChatGPT and interact with through the chat interface. Well, this is a bit different and this is a bit revolutionary. This is a way for applications to integrate themselves into ChatGPT. And one of the things I expect to change in the future, so many apps, people will prefer actually to access them, use them through the AI interface. So that's one of the things that we talked about in the past, that people talk about, that AI actually might change the interface that humans deal with when it comes to applications. It could be that 90% of your interaction with any type of application online is actually through something like ChatGPT. The interesting thing as well, they introduced the SDK with it. So all of this I assume is in beta. But if you have an application today, you can start working on connecting that application with ChatGPT. I'm pretty sure that this is the new GPT moment. If you remember the GPTs, I still use them from time to time, but I think this is the new moment. Now people will go out for whatever application that they have. They will start creating those apps for the ChatGPT SDK. And by the way, this is one of the things I'm going to test close to the end. It's super interesting. Believe me, you don't want to miss that. So now they talk just about what I basically told you and how you can actually use applications. But they started with an interesting set of partners that already have their apps on ChatGPT. Those are Booking.com, Canva, Coursera, Figma, Expedia, Spotify, and Zillow. And those are major players. So imagine if Booking.com has their app on ChatGPT, they realize the fact that at some point people would want to have ChatGPT do all the research and the booking for them. The functionality of doing the actual booking will always be with Booking.com. And if we go back to the DevDay page for a second, I'll show you something interesting that could make you understand why these companies are on board. And it is this part here. You can see 4 million developers have built with OpenAI, 800 million plus weekly ChatGPT users, and 6 billion tokens per minute on the API platform. This is how big ChatGPT is currently. And what's more interesting, if you scroll down and read all the nice stuff here on how it can be used, they have even examples and testimonials by some of these partners. You can see what is coming as well. So you have companies like Khan Academy, Target, Uber, TripAdvisor, big names. So imagine even Uber believes that many of its audience might actually prefer, for example, if you're scheduling or booking ahead a trip, maybe current one, people would rather do it through ChatGPT. So this is a huge thing. You can go on and read this page, this blog. It's very interesting. It works like what goes behind the scene for the Apps SDK is MCP, the model context protocols of connecting your apps and your APIs, basically of your app, to ChatGPT to enable the chat model or the AI model to actually run tasks for the user on your platform. So that's a definitely interesting thing. If you want to know more about the topic, I'll give you the right links. Go read about it. For me, I will explore it. I'm not sure if I will ever do a ChatGPT app. If I do that, I will definitely have a video for you about it. Now, if you want to go deeper into the apps topic, go to the Apps SDK link. Here you can actually start reading about how it works, the design guidelines that they set forward on how to design these things, the app developer guidelines, and so more. This is your spot or your page to start reading, and potentially if you want to seriously take your action to ChatGPT and get access to 800 million users, weekly users, well, this is the right page to start looking into and reading today. Now, the second major thing is introducing Agent Kit. So this is a new way where you build agents in OpenAI. I have built my fair share of agents on the Agents SDK by OpenAI, and I've built also the voice agent part of it. It gets complex, especially for a non-technical person like myself who vibe codes his way around these things. It's getting easier with time. I'm getting better with time as well, probably. This brings it to a whole new level. This opens up potential to everyone. And this is not only touching the back end, it's also touching the front end in an amazing way. So OpenAI went over and beyond to give a killer solution for people who want to work with agents. So today we're going to look at it, test it. So this is the second thing we're going to showcase, how to build a simple agent flow in the Agent Kit. For now, what you need to do, this is a no-code type of tool. So this is something like Zapier, something like N8N, where you can actually, through a visual builder, put together an agent flow, test it, and then you can customize it to a level I've not seen out there before. You can create special type of widgets that appear into your chat or chat exchange with your customers or with your audience. You can put so many things that is super visually appealing, and it will be one of the best chat agents or chat bots that you can deploy out there. And it's very easy just to take the code snippet and then embed it into your website, and you have it readily available for your site. And here they tell you, if you go to this page, again, the link will be there. You can read about some of the nodes that you have there and how to use them. Here they talk about the designing the workflows. This is a glimpse. This is the image that we'll test today ourselves. This is how it looks as an interface. I have access to it. I don't know if everyone has access to it. You're going to have the link so you can check for yourself if you have it. And then here, some testimonials by some of the companies that had early access to the tool and worked on it. So that's super interesting. You can go on and read that for yourself. You can also see some testimonials of these companies and what they've built. You can just see a snapshot of each of them. And what's super interesting, what they brought as something not novel, but I think facilitated for the public. This is maybe the word that I would use. Something I've never actually endeavored into or tried to do for my systems, which is evaluations. How do you do evals? And this is something that you can do, but usually it comes with more like above average technical insight and headache that you have to go into. Now they've made it really easy with this whole kit that they created, and you can do trace grading, you can do automated prompt optimization, and third-party model support. So all of these are things that you can actually do with the Agent Kit today. and it's a super complete solution. So you can build the agent, you can build the evaluation for that agent, so you can monitor its performance, its behavior, and optimize it if you need. You can also optimize the user interface, add widgets that are really nice looking, do all of that in a non-code type of interface, pick up the code and just put it on your website or your tool or your platform. So that is a super amazing thing to look into. And I know already you go online and you see people talking about N8N is dead, Zapier is dead. I don't think it's anything beyond a clickbait claim today. It might happen in the future. I do not think OpenAI as a huge organization has any benefit to kill its own customers. So N8N and Zapier pulls through, I'm sure, a huge amount of tokens on a weekly basis to OpenAI or for OpenAI's benefit. So they have no interest in going into the domain where they connect 6,000 applications to their agent kit and they get you to actually switch from N8N or switch from something like Zapier. All of that you're seeing on YouTube, in my opinion, is clickbait. They want to give you the best OpenAI agent. So that will come with connectivity with MCPs, which is already there. That will come also with accessibility to data or context or RAG. All of these things will come, but I honestly don't see it, at least today, for OpenAI to go after these tools. So you might actually build your MCP server on N8N, connect it to your agent flow and the agent kit, and have an amazing agent that operates and accesses tools through your N8N. So these tools are not going away anytime soon, at least in my opinion. Now, I will give you all the links for the reinforcement fine-tuning. These are things that have been existing for some time. Some of them came out with the announcement yesterday. I will show you something around the agent. So here, if you want to read the more technical part about the agents kit, you can come here and you have the links for the agent builder and other things. Again, instructionals on how to use the tools, how to use it in the SDK, in the chat kit. Here, how to embed basically your agent. And beyond that, you can go to the agent builder page here. You can read all about it. And then you can click on the Open Agent Builder, go to that interface and start building. I will not do it now. I'm going to leave it till the testing part at the end. But for now, I'm going to cover the remaining updates that are still super amazing and things you do not want to miss. And at the end, again, we're going to do that testing. So let's move to the next thing, which is Codex SDK. So they talked about the Codex SDK. Many people who are developers, this is nothing new for them. I use myself the Codex CLI on VS Code to build applications. I use even sometimes the extension, not a lot. I also use the Codex Cloud version of Codex to actually run jobs on the cloud to the same repository I'm working on. And also you can access Codex through GitHub itself. So behind all of that, there's a Codex SDK. What they've done majorly is two things. They did some improvement on Codex itself, but they introduced SDK to the public, meaning that at some point, and this is one thing they demoed, and it's a cool demo that you have to watch, you can actually, for example, create your own agent that you ask it through that SDK connectivity to actually run modifications in real time on your application. So if you're a developer, if you're a serious developer, this is something that is definitely super interesting. Again, this is one of the ways that show me how the future will change, even the future of development. Developers might talk their way for an improvement on their applications in real time as they talk to an agent they created maybe in their admin website for their application. This is quite a lot. Just check it, see the demo, you'll get it, and you'll be as excited as I was, at least, watching the demo and what they brought with the Codex SDK. One more quick update they gave us, which is super interesting, I'm sure, for developers. Now, GPT-5 Pro is in the API. I have a Pro membership and I know how powerful this model is. So this is a model that can go on to think and research for a long time before it answers you. And it has really research grade type of answers. So it's the thing that you need to use in specific situations. Now it's available in the API. So imagine what people will be able to do with it. But note that this is a super expensive model. So if you consider using it, it has a long running time, first of all, and second of all, it will cost your customers and you some money. So you have to really need to use that in the responses API if you want to introduce it into your application. And on DevDay, we got one more model. This is the GPT Realtime Mini. I've built so many voice agents. If you follow my channel, you've seen that. So I worked with the Realtime API a lot and with GPT Realtime, the most recent model they dropped out. The biggest problem I see people talking about of actually taking such a model to real applications is the cost part. It's still too expensive to actually run for an application or for a service. Now, if we look at the audio token cost as a sample for this new model, we have $10 for 1 million input tokens and around $20 for 1 million output tokens. This is about 1/3 of the GPT real-time original model. So unless you have highly sophisticated needs for the biggest and the greatest voice model out there, like GPT real-time, well, this is 1/3 of the cost. And I'm pretty sure this will get so many people to actually make the decision to introduce real-time API into their applications and with real use cases. Also, we got a third amazing model here, which is GPT Image 1 Mini. Again, I think all of these newer models are models to tackle the competition in the market. We've seen things that come out with Nano Banana, at least for image, and other voice models like 11 Lab models. All are much more competitive than OpenAI. Here, I think some people, by the way, prefer the quality and the capabilities of Image 1 model. And I think in certain areas, it's more capable. Maybe not as accurate, but it can give, for certain areas, better outputs than any model out there. Still, believe it or not, even better than Nano Banana. And it is more sophisticated through the API. So again, some people might still prefer it. But now they're tackling the cost part of this. So here, if you look at the cost, in a nutshell, if you look at, for example, the image tokens, we are talking about 1/4 of the cost of the original Image 1 model. So this is for 1 million tokens of image tokens of input, it's $2.5. For output, it's $8. Now, for me, when it comes to the API part of the DevDay, the biggest thing, the biggest thing, even bigger than the fact that they're putting GPT-5 Pro in the API, was Sora 2. So Sora 2 is the newest and greatest text-to-video generation model out there by OpenAI. And if you've seen the so many shorts on Sam Altman appearing and having weird conversations that looks super realistic and super real, well, that's Sora 2. I do not have access to Sora 2 yet, so if you know someone in OpenAI, please send them a message on my behalf to give me access as a pro user. But for now, I think it's still within the US and Canada, the access to Sora 2. I hope at some point we will get it here in the United Arab Emirates. But for now, Sora 2 and Sora 2 Pro both will be in the API. And that's a huge thing. So people can actually build applications, build automations that auto-generate hyper-realistic content. This could be, for example, my replacement of me doing quick shorts for you. I might use something like the Sora 2 Pro, for example, in the API. I wouldn't do it personally. I want to keep things real as a human. I want to talk to my audience, but so many people will use this. So many businesses might opt in to use such technology rather than pay for expensive productions, especially for like a 10-15 second kind of short. And finally, we're here. Now we're gonna go and test the things that we talked about. We will start with a quick test for the apps. Now, if you open ChatGPT, like I have, when you click the add button, go to add sources, and then here you can add, select the connectors, activate them, and you can click this one, which is connect more. Now, before you click the connect more, look here, for example, I have already Canva as one of my connectors. It's turned off for now. So the apps, which I will test for you here, is something else. It's different from the connectors because this is a kind of deployment or use of Canva application itself through ChatGPT. So Let's go here, and you can see I have it connected. So here it's a mix of apps and connectors. And here you can see all the apps and connectors I am using. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can see now browse apps. So the two things I didn't connect to because I don't use them really, Coursera and Spotify. So if those are applications you use, you can just click the button here, click this connect button. It will authenticate in a second with your account through your browser, and you will have it in your ChatGPT. Okay, so these are the connectors as well. And with this, you have this one page, apps and connectors, now including those applications. Now let's see how to use it. As we've read, they say you can either call the app or select it. Let me go with Canva. Let's see if Canva pops up when I start looking at it. Actually, let's do a really nice test to see the limits of this. Let me attach a transcript for a video I've done, and I'll ask Canva to create a thumbnail. This is something that you don't get on Canva. So I have now a reasoning of this transcript of a video I created. I will ask Canva I will ask actually ChatGPT to read that transcript, get the idea, and create for me a couple of thumbnails through Canva. So to start prompting, if we click at, so you can see now I have all my apps. So you have to use the @ sign to get access to them, and then you can click Canva, or you can write Canva and have Canva actually showing here as the application. So I will just ask ChatGPT, create for me a thumbnail for the attached video transcript for my YouTube upload. So it has the transcript, it's connected to Canva, and it will reason now and again create for me a thumbnail on my account on Canva and showcase it here. So I can pick up that thumbnail directly from here and just post it on my YouTube. I do not need to go to Canva. So Canva gave me through ChatGPT 3 thumbnails. I wouldn't use those thumbnails. Actually, we have 4. But again, this is a start. You know, at some point, imagine if I can actually get image 1 to work with Canva, to work with my picture and create a thumbnail for me. That could change things in the future. For today, probably it will not be my use case for thumbnails. I might actually use something like booking.com, or maybe if I one day sign up for Coursera. Now that we've seen the apps in action, let's go to the agent builder. So this is the agent builder, and the nice thing, they have actually offered us some templates, ready-made templates. So we have a start and an agent, which off the bat we can test now. This is a normal agent that you can exchange to. And you can really set everything here. Verbosity, if you want it medium or low, and then the summary, you want to be detailed or none. Okay, you can keep it at auto. Display response in chat, show search sources. Okay, excellent. So you have so many things here, and now we can add a tool. For now, to keep it simple, let me select something native in OpenAI, which is the web search tool. So I'm gonna just put the search only in these websites. I'm going to keep it optional. Everything here is optional. I'm going to just add it. So this should be now ready to test. So it has internet access as an agent, and I'm keeping it general or generic just for you to get a feel of this. So let's hit preview here. I can tell it, hi, what is the weather in Dubai like now? So let's see how it works and uses the internet access. So it's reasoning, it searched the web, Dubai UAE, and it answered me. So as you can see, this is the simplest version of this agent. Clearly, looking at the menu here, you can make it really sophisticated. As I said multiple times, I will do something around that. You can have user approval, like a human feedback type of thing, while, if and else type of logic. You can transform data, set data. You can do a lot with this within the OpenAI ecosystem. And now the tricky part is actually gauging these agents and connecting them to MCPs and tools. Once I do something like that, I will bring you a deep dive. But now, even with the simplest format we've just tested here, you can see how this by itself can take things to the next level when you see what they offer as OpenAI around this kit when it comes to the user interface customization that OpenAI is giving us. Once you get it to work, and in the demo it looked really nice, I'm gonna actually dedicate a video to this. You can go and get the code here. So you have the agent SDK code, or you can go to the chat kit and get a workflow ID that you can integrate in a different way. Now, to get an idea what ChatKit is, which is super interesting, it's this. Again, the link will be in the description. So here you can go and look at the playground. Here it's where you can customize the actual chat window that you put on your website or you embed on your deployment or your tool. The widget builder. So these are widgets that can be used within the chat. And then the ChatKit world. Honestly, I didn't get what this is. I'll show you what it is. If you have a clue what this does, write me a comment in the comment section. So what I'm gonna do here, let's go to this. So here you can see this is the playground. This is very simply a way to modify the chat window that you will eventually use. So once you create the agent flow, you get the code for that. You have the code for this, the customization for this, and you have your widgets also integrated into your agent flow. You are ready to go with the design of your choice, the UI of your choice that suits your tool or your platform or website, and the functionality of your choice. So here, for example, if we introduce an accent, you can introduce a color, or maybe let's do something tinted, and you can change. You can see here the color. If you notice, it's bluish, it's reddish now. So you can play with it in so many different ways. You can play with the shade of this, custom surface colors. So you can do so many things. The font family, it can be changed. So this is like computer-y type of thing. You can maybe make it bigger text or smaller text. So that's interesting as well. Okay. The start screen, the greeting message, you can also play with it. So pretty much you can do everything here and set it. Once you're done, once you're ready, you click this button on the top and you get the whole code. And that's simply ready to go into your Agent SDK code on your platform and embed this whole thing as it works. It will automatically work. And the other one is the widgets. So if you go to the widget builder, by the way, you can navigate also from here. You have ready templates that you can just manipulate for your application. You have components. Also, you can look here at buttons, forms, radio group, icons. All of that is ready here. And for whatever one you actually build, you can just again pick up the code ready. So you work with non-code kind of interface and you take the code ready. And the last one, I honestly didn't know what this does. So this is just a globe and wandering around the globe. If you know exactly what is this for, or will it be a future kind of geotagging type of functionality that even we get with the SDK in OpenAI, I'm not sure. So this is it for today. I hope you got the significance of this Dev Day and how, in my opinion, it's seeding for shaping the future of the internet, the future of applications, the future of interface of humans and applications, and all of that, with so many other smaller interesting model drops and features. Especially for me, the most interesting one that I will play with offline is the agents kit, and I will make a deep dive if I create something interesting. So if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you wish to do so. If not, I would still appreciate a like. And with this, thank you for watching and goodbye.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel. Give me the mic.